Hey guys, Budcat7 here. Okay, it is May 1st, 2018, and we are continuing along the trail in Sherman, Connecticut here on this beautiful day. And I'm calling this segment, Going Megalithic, because that's the only way I can really describe what's going on here, and I can't really explain it because it doesn't make any sense to me from a construction standpoint. And I do have experience in the construction field. I'm a pretty good journeyman carpenter. My brother-in-law is a master carpenter, and I built all kinds of stuff, so I do know something about construction. Okay, so here we are continuing along the trail at Mallory here, and we've come upon an S-curve in the brook. And from what you can see over here, and look at that, it looks beautiful. You can see on the opposite side there along the banks a lot of stone, and I think that was done purposely because you don't see the same thing on this other side here. You see it on the opposite side, so it almost seems to me that there was a stone wall on that side built along the bank of the brook, and over the years it's washed into the brook. And if you can see over there, there's a lot of stone washed into the brook over there, and you can see over there there is no stone, you know. So I think starting over here they were building a wall to prevent the brook from moving or washing out over here, and I think a lot of this brook was done in the same way. So here we're going to go up this S-curve here in the brook, and we're going to take a look at some of the fun stuff over here. Okay, so I had noticed a couple of years ago these two sort of mound-like areas in the middle here, and it looked to me artificial. And I don't know if it is or not, but I can tell you one thing: you could easily make the mistake that, you know, there's like a boulder over here. It seems to be like one over here and another one over there, and really what's in it, it isn't a boulder. It's a lot of smaller stones, relatively small stones. That one wasn't so small, but it seems like this is a mound of small stones, and I'm thinking that, you know, this is artificial, and it probably was, I'm thinking, two cairns, and those cairns were here or some other construction, and they were cannibalized or broken down for whatever reasons. But when I came across these two things, I took a close look at it, and it didn't seem natural to me. And then I found all these smaller stones and rocks in here, so it seems to me like maybe it was two piles of rocks. I don't know, but it may have been a cairn or two cairns. Okay, so here is the part of the Mallory Trail where I'm thinking we're going megalithic over here. So in front of us is the trail continues through the walled area here, and that was broken down artificially again. If they were creating entrances for the benefit of the trail, why didn't they do it here? You can see it's just been broken down for the benefit of the trail so it can continue through there. No openings. Now I want you to take a close look at this wall over here, and this is the elbow in the brook that you'll see in my first video on Mallory from a couple of years ago, where you have this sort of V-shaped pyramid-like structure at the corner of the brook here. And you can see, like I was saying, you know, that side had rock wall construction, and now it starts over here around to this corner, and you can see it continuing down on the other side. So it seems to me that somebody was trying to mitigate how the stream was flowing. So in any case, take a good look at this wall over here, okay? And now you can see it dipping down on this corners, this side of the hill over here, to go into that construction down there. We're going to take a little bit closer to that, but you can see on the right hand side here, these stones that are in this side over here are absolutely immense. They are unbelievably big. And then from the left over here, it seems like it's smaller. You see some bigger ones in there and some smaller ones over there. It almost looks like, you know, this part of the wall was here and maybe destroyed or something like that, and then somebody came along and did the rest of it. And for all we know, it could have been when the Mallory Trail was open, they might have did it, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. So I'm trying to imagine how this conversation went with Farmer Joe and his friend Bill when he called Bill over to give him a hand, and Bill says, well, what are you doing over here, Joe? Well, I want to put wall over here to this corner of my property, because my property goes this far down the side over here. And what I want to do is I want to put giant stones that are difficult to handle on the side of this hill, right? And then over here I want to put a lot smaller stones and stuff over here to build my wall. I think this wall's pretty high. I'm going to back the camera off a bit and stand next to it, but this is almost chest high over here. So in any case, you know, I'm sure Bill turned around and said to Joe, you know, A, I think you're crazy, and B, don't call me the next time you want to do this, because, you know, Bill was probably saying to Joe, don't you have it opposite? Don't you want to, like, build with smaller stone down on this end where it, you know, it's the side of the hill, and use the bigger stones on a more flat side, or maybe move the corner up to a more workable area and just, you know, put some wooden fencing down here into this corner? But Joe said no, and he and Bill got to work doing this. Now I gotta say that the stones in this part of the wall that dips into this pyramid thing in the corner here are just immense, and I cannot see working on the side of this hill with these giant stones. And then up here you have much smaller stones built in a more level surface up here. It's really, you know, defies reason if you ask me. So I'm kind of thinking that, you know, this section of wall may have been an earlier section of wall with these giant stones. And like I said before in my previous video, a few videos back, about how there was these straight lines of giant boulders that look like bigger versions of the walls themselves here. But this almost looks like that over here. So I'm going to back off. We're going to go into that corner over there, and I just want to show you the size of these stones and how it really defies reason why a farmer and his buddy or whatever it is, we're going to put these 1,000 and 1 ton stones and, you know, 1,000-pound stones on this sloping area of the hillside here along the brook, and then they're going to put smaller stones up on the level, more level places. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what to make of it exactly, but I'm kind of thinking that this section of the wall on the right hand side was an older construction, and maybe the rest of it was a repair and a newer construction. And you see that going on elsewhere in the world too. Egypt, you know, Peru, all this kind of stuff. So like I said, I want to set up the camera somewhere we can get a little bit better look at it. In my first video I was on the other side of the banks, but it seems like it's kind of difficult to cross there without getting wet. But I'll do the best I can. So I'll set the camera up down here. We'll just, you know, I want to put myself in the video so you get an idea of the scale here. So let me position it over here, and I'm going to walk over there, and you'll see it. You know, just how major this is. I mean, crazy. Okay. Let me see if that's good, I guess. Okay, so let me go up there. I'm going to go over there. It's kind of hard to hear. The GoPro doesn't have good audio, but I'm going to put my body over there, and you're going to see how big these stones are over here. And I can't imagine people wanting to do this work over here. I really can't. So let's take a look. Look at that baby. Huh? Okay. absolutely gigantic over here. And it defies reason, in my opinion, why they found it necessary to put giant stones on the sloping part of this hillside and put much smaller stones on the level part of it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then you have this whole construction in the corner of the brook at the S curve here, and it is just amazing. Take a little bit better look at that. Look at that. Look at this. It's like a lentil here, you know. Look at the size of that sucker. And somebody put that flat here. There's another one over here. I mean, these lentils here are like massive, massive. I mean, you know, these are more doable. Look at the size of this guy. Look at this nice, beautiful